coming at you live where the gridiron grows. This is the Alexander Scoop Jones podcast, breaking down the GFL news coming fast from Gwinnett County. We shine that light, ton new football, every play, every fight, it's all about the kids. Every pass, every run, we suit up on Saturday mornings, yeah, we bring that fun. So huddle up, y'all, the whistle's about to blow. Let's talk GFL and let the good times roll.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into something pretty fascinating, actually. It's the world of 10U youth football.
Yeah, specifically the Gwinnett Football League, the GFL.
Exactly. We're going to break down the big Week 2 matchups coming up this weekend, and we've also got the first power rankings update of the season.
Ooh, always fun.
Right. So think of this as like your essential guide. Will help you get a handle on the early dynamics, maybe some key young players making noise, and, you know, the interesting stories popping up.
Yeah, and we've gone through a ton of sports analysis for this, all the breakdowns, the rumors, the rivalries.
He sorted through the stack.
And our goal really is to pull out the most important bits for you, turn those, sometimes complex game previews and power ranking shifts into takeaways that are actually clear and hopefully engaging.
We're not just telling you what happened or what might happen.
No, exactly. It's about the why. Why does this Week 2 game matter? How does it connect to, the rest of the season for these kids?
And thinking about the strategies, the human side of it all, too, these are really formative experiences for these young players.
Absolutely. Often goes unnoticed, but it's huge.
Okay, so let's set the stage. Week 2, 10 matchups, 10 potential stories, and looks like at least a couple of these could really shuffle those power rankings we just mentioned.
Yeah, Week 2 is interesting. It's not just another game. It really builds on Week 1, right? Teams start to show who they really are.
Solidify identities, you could say.
Yeah, exactly. And you start seeing those divisional hierarchies take shape. Is the Week 1 performance real, or is it just, a flash in the pan?
Okay, first up, let's head over to South Gwinnett Comet Stadium. Our sources are calling this the Scoop-Tastic game of the week.
Catchy?
It is, and it sounds like it deserves it. North Gwinnett Bulldogs versus the Lawrenceville-Black Knights. This is billed as a huge defensive clash.
Oh, absolutely. The defense here is, well, it's pretty incredible for 10U. Both teams pitched complete shutouts in Week 1.
Wow.
North Gwinnett shut down Duluth. Lawrenceville-Black, they won a real grinder against Buford-Green, but still, 0 points allowed.
So basically, stonewalls on both sides. What does that usually point to at this age level? Coaching.
Often, yeah. It suggests really good coaching on fundamentals. Discipline tackling, maybe, or kids understanding their assignments, or just some really coachable athletic kids who are picking things up fast.
Okay. And get this little wrinkle. Lawrenceville-Black actually beat North Gwinnett in the preseason jamboree.
Oh, okay.
So you got to figure North Gwinnett remembers that. They'll want some payback. Does that kind of emotion really matter much at 10U, or is it still mostly about who executes better?
That's a good question. Emotions are definitely there for these kids, but the analysis usually suggests that, well, consistent coaching and execution tend to win out.
Right.
But yeah, a revenge factor can definitely add a spark. Maybe pushes a few kids to play a little harder.
So the big question is...
With defenses this good, whose offense finds the first crack? It's going to be tough sledding.
And the prediction from the sources.
Tight one. They've got Lawrenceville-Black by 6.
Okay, staying at Comet Stadium for Game 2. This one's got a different feel. It's a brand new rivalry brewing. Gainesville Red Elephants versus the Parkview Panthers.
Brand new.
Yeah, fun fact. First time these two have ever played, Gainesville's only in their second season in the GFL.
Ah, okay. Makes sense. And Gainesville, they had a tough time in Week 1, didn't they? Against Norcross.
They did. Specifically, sources say they struggled with Norcross's dual-threat QB.
And now they get Parkview, whose quarterback is also described as a dynamic dual-threat talent. Ouch.
Yeah, he had 2 rushing TDs and a passing TD in Week 1.
See, that kind of versatility is just killer at 10U.
Yeah.
Young defenses often have a really hard time containing both the run and the pass from the same guy consistently. Forces tough reads, opens up lanes. It's a back-to-back nightmare matchup for that Gainesville defense.
Makes total sense. So if Gainesville can't figure out how to contain him...
This one could get away fast, yeah.
The prediction for this first ever meeting. Parkview, favored by 14.
Okay. All right, let's shift venues. We're heading over to the Buford Sports Complex. Got a doubleheader there. And it really shows 2 totally different stories unfolding early season. Yeah, contrasting narratives for sure. First game, Lawrenceville-Gold Black Knights taking on the Buford-Gold Wolves. And this is definitely a tale of two starts. Lawrenceville-Gold, man, they've just had brutal luck. Sources say injuries were piling up before the season even really started.
That's tough. More than just the depth chart, right? Tests their spirit.
Absolutely. It's
Okay.
a big test for young kids, seeing how they respond, who steps up. That's part of that whole formative experience we talked about.
And then you flip the coin, Buford-Gold. They look like they're already in midseason form.
Seriously. Crisp handoffs, holding blocks, flying to the ball on D.
They ran all over Brookwood in week 1, just looked dominant.
Yeah, look really, really good.
So the expectation here is pretty clear. Prediction, Buford-Gold by 12.
Seems likely. Okay, second game at Buford, Berkmar Patriots versus the Sekinger Jaguars.
This one feels like a pride game, you know?
Definitely a bounce-back pride game. Both teams got shut out in week 1. 0 points on the board for either side.
So they'll both be desperate to get things going. What gives one the edge?
Well, the word is Berkmar has some real speed. And that kind of quickness, especially on the outside, can be really tough for young defenses to handle. Could be the difference maker.
Enough to break through.
Sources think so. Prediction is Berkmar by 7.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk Brookwood. They're hosting Norcross. And Brookwood's got to still be feeling that Buford-Gold loss from week 1.
Yeah, that was a beatdown. That can linger with a young team, for sure. Confidence might be a bit shaken.
Meanwhile, Norcross, sometimes called Norcross Elite,
Right.
they hung 33 points on Gainesville last week. Sources say their offensive speed is just scary.
Yeah, they look like they're hitting their stride really early. That momentum is a powerful thing, especially going against a team maybe feeling a little down.
Seems like a tough spot for Brookwood. The prediction reflects that. Norcross by 12.
Makes sense.
All right, next stop, the Bird's Nest. Collins Hill Eagles hosting the Duluth Wildcats.
Okay, the Bird's Nest.
Both these teams, apparently, like to air it out. QBs on both sides can push the ball downfield, so maybe some fireworks.
Could be, but here's the key thing our sources highlighted. Collins Hill at home. It's basically a fortress.
Really?
Get this, only one home loss in 3 years. That's incredible consistency. That home crowd, that familiarity, it clearly gives them a huge psychological edge.
Wow. Okay. And then you add in that Collins Hill put up 32 points last week.
Yeah, you start to see why this one might get a bit lopsided.
The forecast is Collins Hill by 18.
Sounds about right, given that home record.
Okay, this next one has a really interesting stat attached to it. Buford-Green Wolves traveling to face the Dacula Falcons.
Ah, yes, the Buford-Green stat. It really does jump out at you when you look at their history.
Tell us about it.
Last season, Buford-Green was undefeated in games immediately following a loss.
Undefeated after a loss.
Yep. And not just winning, they dominated. Outscored opponents 34-12 on average in those bounce-back games. It says a lot about their coaching, their mental toughness, maybe just refusing to lose twice in a row.
So they lost in week 1 this year.
History says bounce-back time.
You'd expect them to come out fired up. Prediction.
A pretty strong lean towards Buford-Green here. They're picked by 21.
Okay, another tight contest potentially brewing. Lanier Longhorns visiting Mill Creek.
Right, both these teams dropped close ones last week. Nail-biters.
So they're both going to be hungry, trying to avoid that 0-2 start.
Definitely. And Lanier, even though they lost to Parkview, they showed some real flashes, moments where you see the potential if they can just tighten things up a little.
Like execution on key downs. Fewer mistakes.
Exactly. Those little things make all the difference at 10U. If they clean that up, sources think they can grab this one.
Close game expected. Lanier predicted by 6.
Seems reasonable.
All right, our last game preview for week 2. This one has a great title from our sources. The Frst Dynasty, all we need is unity matchup.
Huh? Gotta love the GFL naming convention sometimes.
It's the Archer Tigers at the Grayson-Gold Rams.
Okay, and what's really wild about this one, thinking about defensive dominance across the league, is that both of these defenses have been completely untouchable so far.
Meaning?
0 points allowed for either team. Through week 1 and any preseason stuff they're counting, just impenetrable.
Wow, 2 zeros colliding. So like we said before, something's got to give.
Right. An immovable object meets, well, another immovable object. Who breaks first?
What's the feeling on momentum?
The read right now is that Archer maybe feels like the slightly hotter team coming in. Their defense just seems incredibly disruptive and playing with huge confidence.
So a slight edge to Archer.
Yeah, but it's expected to be incredibly close. A real defensive slugfest. The prediction is Archer by just 2 points. A potential nail-biter.
Okay, prediction done. Now.
Yeah.
The moment everyone's been waiting for. We've looked at the Week 1 results, considered the performances. It's time for the updated GFL 10U Top 10 Power Rankings.
Let's dive in. We'll walk you through who's where and, crucially, why. Starting at the top, the team's really setting the pace.
And holding strong at number 1. No surprise here, really. It's Grayson-Green.
Yep, still the champs. Until someone knocks them off that throne, they're the team to beat. Number 1 stays. Number 1.
Makes sense. Okay, sliding into the number 2 spot, Buford-Gold.
And they absolutely earned it. Balanced, dangerous looking. They just seem to be rolling after that big Week 1 win. Offense, defense, everything clicking early. That's impressive.
And rounding out that top tier at number 3, making a statement, it's Collins Hill.
Yeah, new coach. Seems like a new swagger there. And that offense, wow, loaded with talent. Putting up 32 points right out of the gate tells you what you need to know.
Okay, that's the top 3. Let's look at the next group, the serious contenders knocking on the door.
All right, at number 4, we've got Lawrenceville-Black. That defense is just scary good. Shutout in Week 1. But the big question hovering over them is,
can the offense wake up?
Exactly. Can they consistently score enough points to support that amazing D? That's what keeps them at 4 for now.
Gotcha. Number 5, it's Norcross, or Norcross Elite, as they're sometimes known.
Making big waves already. That 33-point explosion in Week 1, people noticed. Their speed is a major problem for defenses.
Definitely one to watch climbing. Okay, number 6, Buford-Green.
Yep, tough loss in Week 1, no doubt. But like we talked about earlier with that stat.
History says they bounce back strong.
Right. That proven resilience keeps them firmly in the top 10, even after a loss. You know they'll likely respond.
Makes sense. Number 7, Parkview.
And it really comes down to their quarterback, doesn't it? That dual threat ability, it just keeps them in every single game. He's a difference maker, and that makes Parkview dangerous every week.
Absolutely. A single player having that impact at 10U is huge. Okay, number 8. This feels like maybe the biggest surprise so far. Archer.
Yeah, definitely the surprise story early on. That defense allowing 0 points, that's how you jump into the rankings. Totally untouchable so far. Huge credit to them.
Incredible start for them. All right, let's round out the top 10. At number 9, Mountain View.
Yep, got that Week 1 win, looks solid. Now they're looking to build on it, prove they belong in this upper tier.
And finally, at number 10, another team that pitched a shutout in Week 1, North Gwinnett.
Right. Another powerhouse from that tough South Division just kind of lurking there. That Week 1 defensive performance shows they are absolutely a force to be reckoned with. Don't sleep on them.
So that's the top 10 after Week 1. What about all the other teams in the league? What's the takeaway for them?
Yeah, good point. For everyone else, it's simple, really. Keep grinding. Yeah, remember, it's a long season. Upsets. They happen every single Saturday in the GFL.
These rankings are just a snapshot, right?
Exactly. It's a snapshot in time. The real test is consistency, getting better week after week, learning from every game, every kid, every coach. They're on their own journey here. These rankings are just like the first mile marker. Plenty of road ahead.
Man, what a fantastic deep dive into the 10U GFL scene. Okay, quick recap of the big takeaways. That North Gwinnett versus Lawrenceville-Black game. Huge defensive showdown, definitely a must-watch. Teams like Buford-Gold and Collins Hill, they look really impressive early on, just dominant.
Rolling already.
And the power rankings have Grayson-Green still on top, but maybe some teams closing the gap.
For now, yeah. They're number 1 for now.
So the big question we want to leave you, the listener, with as we look ahead to Week 2.
Who's going to shake things up?
Right.
Who makes the big jump this week? Is it Archer, proving that defense is legit and maybe climbing even higher?
Or Norcross, keeping that offense firing on all cylinders?
Or maybe it's a dark horse. Some team we're not even really focused on yet who comes out and just completely flips the script.
That's the beauty of it, isn't it?
It really is. That's the excitement of youth football. Every single game matters. Every rep counts. And these kids, they're learning so much about resilience, about teamwork, and sometimes about pulling off those unexpected wins that can totally define a season.
So keep an eye out.
Yeah. What unexpected story is going to grab your attention?
Yo, it's your man, Alexander Scoop Jones, coming at you live where the gridiron grows. This is the Alexander Scoop Jones podcast, breaking down the GFL news coming fast from Gwinnett County. We shine that light, ton new football, every play, every fight, it's all about the kids. Every pass, every run, we suit up on Saturday mornings, yeah, we bring that fun. So huddle up, y'all, the whistle's about to blow. Let's